waking up at 5:30 every day, exercising and working every single day, even in the weekends. No video games, no Netflix, the whole fucking time. And I'm 16, by the way, okay? So I used to be extremely lazy. I'm talking about like really lazy. So to prove that, imagine like you had drank 15 to 20 yogurts, okay? No problem with that. But what I did is, instead of putting that on the bin, I just left there on my desk. So you walk through my room and there's like 15 to 20 yogurts on my fucking desk. And that was just one thing that happened like once, but like usually had like basically kebab packaging, like basically like I bought some kebab like 2 times and then I had on the floor. You're seeing from the images, but yeah, like in the fucking desk, and then I had like some noodles that I ate, and then clothes on the fucking floor. Like everything was completely disorganized. Like it was just like terrible. You know what I mean? And with just not that, you know what I mean? For example, to wake up early as well, very lazy. I remember sometimes I had to go like to a trip. You know what I mean? And yeah, sometimes you have to go very early, but that's not a problem because like everybody's like motivated to wake up early because everybody wants to go. That trip is not like something that you don't want to go, you know what I mean? But I remember like sometimes to just like still be sleeping, or half sleeping, half not sleeping. And my family is already preparing to go there. And I'm just like, but I'm lazy, I'm sleepy, I want to sleep more, you know what I mean? Extremely lazy. The homeworks as well, for example, is a big example. I remember like, even not just the homeworks, another tasks as well, but I remember like one day that I had like a whole week to do a homework. And then on basically not 6 days after, 7 days after, basically, I got the homework. She gave me the homework. The teacher gave me the homework on a Thursday. Then I started doing the homework on the next Thursday at midnight, basically. What happened? I couldn't do it, you know what I mean? So then, basically on the same day, but I just went to sleep because it was 1 a.m. when I went to sleep, you know what I mean? I just said to her, I didn't have enough time, and yeah. And she was like, yeah, I understand, you know what I mean? Lazy as fuck, you know what I mean? I want to start a YouTube channel as well, and I started, you know what I mean? I created a couple of YouTube channels, I posted some YouTube videos, but I was just not consistent with that 100%. I just sometimes like stopped posting like for like 6 months, and then I forgot YouTube, and then I got a little bit motivated and I continued, but then I stopped. Like it's a complete mess, you know what I mean? But in 2023, the second, third, or fourth month, I don't really remember, something changed, you know what I mean? I basically started to become more disciplined, you know what I mean? And yeah, so I'm gonna walk you through the 3 steps that you follow. Basically, if you follow every step that I'm going to talk about in this video, hopefully you're going to be more disciplined after watching this video, okay? It worked for me, you know what I mean? So I hope it works for you, okay? So let's start the video, okay? So before, just don't forget to subscribe, okay? So the first thing this is probably one of the biggest reasons why I became disciplined, you know what I mean? Because as I told you in the beginning, I was not disciplined. You get me? It's not that I was always like a guy who used to wake up early and was not that lazy. No, I was very lazy. So the biggest reason, the biggest factor that made me disciplined, you know what I mean, was dissatisfaction. So I really wanted to live a better life, to achieve more things, to accomplish more things. And for that, you know, for that, you know, like you have to fucking be disciplined, you know what I mean, to do the work, to wake up, to like everything basically. So I was very dissatisfied about the situation that I was, even though it was like not the worst situation. Like it's like I didn't want like my life was not always like a terrible life. It was like good, you know what I mean? So it's more difficult for you to be dissatisfied in a situation like that. Usually people like are very dissatisfied when they have like kind of a shit life, but that was not my situation. That was not the case, okay? But I really wanted to live a better life. I didn't want to live a life that everybody else was living. I just like want to live like a extremely way better. Not like the life that's a little bit better, like the doctor makes a little bit more money than usual, and he's a little bit better than most people, like way better. I'm talking like top 1% even more. You know what I mean? That's was my that's what I wanted. You know what I mean? So because I was extremely dissatisfied when I started to learn about discipline, whatever, being productive, starting a business, I just kind of easily became disciplined just because I really didn't want to be like everybody. So I started to wake up. For example, the first time that I started to wake up early was like at 6 a.m. I could always wake up. It was hard as fuck, but I was like, I have to do it. You get what I mean? I was like, I just didn't want to just be normal. I just really want to improve myself to achieve more. You get what I mean? So how do you become dissatisfied? This especially just works when you really don't like your life. You get what I mean? But it can still work for you even if you like you have your life is good enough. Okay, because mine was and it still is. I'm still improving. It takes some time. You know what I mean? I started with 14 as well. So yeah. So for you to become dissatisfied, first it's like look at all the adults that you know. You know what I mean? Or the adults that you see in the street. Do you want to be like them? Because guess what? You probably don't want to be like them. But if you like to don't improve yourself, you're going to basically end up like them. Maybe a little bit better, maybe worse, I don't know. But that's the first way to become dissatisfied. You know what I mean? It's like to be like, I'm not going to live like everybody. Just think about like the life that you really want, and imagine that you don't live a life. You know what I mean? I don't like exactly how I became dissatisfied, but sometimes like compare with others. Like I want to be better than others, which is maybe you can argue is a bad thing, but I think it's a positive thing because it gives me motivation and it's how the word is motivation. I think is you start to be driven, something like that. If you can talks about that. But yeah, becoming satisfied is maybe like just to, I guess, I know a way as well. But one of the ways like to look at what you still don't have, which is something that a lot of people don't talk about. They say like, just look at what you have and be grateful for that, which is not a bad thing. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good thing. But sometimes, especially when you improve yourself, you have to be like, yeah, this is what I don't have. And it's not just materialistic, like a car. It should be like, I am not disciplined. I am like just all that. You get what I mean? I don't have financial freedom, which is kind of materialistic thing type of stuff. But it's like you don't have the freedom, whatever. I don't have a nice. I don't like my work, for example. I don't like the thing that I'm studying. You know what I mean? Whatever. Compare with the people that have basically things that you want and get fucking angry. Getting angry, like a lot of people as well talk about like, oh, anger is a bad thing. Everybody thinks that anger is a bad thing, which is like, in certain circumstances, yes, it's bad. Especially like it's always bad if you like end up hurting someone because you can control yourself. Yeah, that's bad. But in general, anger is extremely good. Anger is extremely good. You know what I mean? Without anger, I was not where I am right now, and to be honest, I'm still have a lot of things to achieve. You know what I mean? I'm still starting. That's it. You know what I mean? But yeah, okay. So that's why do you become dissatisfied, but as well is to higher your standards. Okay, I heard from a video and then I understood like why I was more dissatisfied and why I wanted to achieve more, because sometimes like you kind of want to achieve more, but it's not that you want that enough. But I don't know how you can do this practically exactly, but this is how it happened to me. You get what I mean? So I don't like whatever, forget. I basically, since like 7, then I started to watch YouTubers, you know what I mean? More the Minecraft YouTubers, I think, in the beginning. And you know, if you remember those YouTubers, you probably saw this, maybe if you're older than me, no, you know what I mean? I don't know. But those YouTubers that like together and they have like a kind of a mansion, not a mansion exactly, but like a big house, modern house. So I started to watch a lot of that. So I started instantly, eventually, basically what happened is that I highered my standards. So I was like, I'm not going to live a life below that type of life. You get what I mean? So I higher my standards. So even before I started, even before I was not super ambitious, I was still kind of ambitious, because basically I remember that before I even started and before I even could believe that I could even achieve more, my goal was like, oh, to live in a modern house, kind of like not a mansion, but you got what I mean, like kind of like a big modern house with friends in the United States. So that's like kind of like still like a big goal for an average person, okay, for someone that's kind of normal, okay. So like everybody has a goal like that, at least I think so. But yeah, try to higher your standards. Try to like to be like, I'm not going to live a life below this type of life. I don't know how exactly practically you can do this, to be honest, but I just know that this can really help you, okay? And if your life is really good, it's pretty good, and you really want to achieve more, a way you can do this, it's not to focus on what you don't want, it's to try to find something that's not about yourself, but something that makes you motivated. For example, like you want to retire your parents, like something like it's not you, but something else, or you want to change something in the world, or you want to retire your parents, or you want to do this, or you want to do this. Maybe that's a way you can as well get that motivation, get that energy that you need to have to be productive and to be disciplined, you get what I mean? So yeah, this is how you can do that, you get what I mean? And just try to do this, you get what I mean? Try to get angry, try in a way to use your mind to start wanting a lot to achieve more, to become more disciplined, which is basically what I'm teaching here in this video, you get what I mean? And yeah, the thing is, like, you want to become more disciplined for some reason. You just don't want like just to become disciplined. You want to become disciplined for a certain goal, certain thing that you want to achieve, okay? So yeah, try this, like try to be afraid that you're not going to reach your potential and you're not going to achieve that much things in your life. Be afraid of that. Be afraid of being like a 17-year-old man, fat man, a loser, weak as fuck. Try to be afraid. Try to be afraid to become that guy in the future, okay? This is probably like this is basically the most important step. With just this, I could already be kind of disciplined with this. This is like the most important thing, okay? You basically have to have a little bit of flame in yourself. That's what David Goggins talk about. If you have zero flame, you're fucked, you know what I mean? If you have a little bit of flame with this video, you're going to increase that flame. But if you have really no fucking desire, there's no fucking chance you become disciplined. It has to come from you, okay? You have to have that desire, and that's what I want. That's why I'm talking about the satisfaction and all of that, and hiding your standards, whatever, because that's very important, you get me? So higher your standards, become more dissatisfied, maybe have a goal to retire your parents, something like that makes you motivated because you want to achieve that, okay? Something like that, okay? Just make sure that after this video, or after watching this part of the video, you have a bigger desire to achieve something, and by product of that, you're just going to end up being more disciplined because you really want to achieve that thing, and to achieve that thing, you have to be disciplined, okay? So that's the first thing, okay? The second step to become disciplined, very simple, very maybe obvious, but it worked very well, you get what I mean? Because in the beginning, okay, I had already that desire. And then what happened is that I created something called a schedule, which you know what it is, you get what I mean? Everybody experienced the schedule. The first time that people experience the schedule is at school. School, we have a schedule, okay, go from this time, we have math from this time to this time, we have blah, 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 whatever. It's one of the most important things you can do to become more productive and disciplined, whatever. Because it's so more easier to become disciplined when you have a schedule, okay? So basically, what I did was, basically, when I was still in school, you know what I mean, I was basically was already like wake up at 6 a.m. doing and And then I had like a specific time that I was like doing Duolingo. If you don't know what's Duolingo, which is kind of maybe strange if you don't know, but it's basically like an app that you learn English. You get what I mean? And my English like sucked at the time, terrible. You get what I mean? I one of my another channels that I have that I still keep posting on that. My English was extremely terrible. That I like when I was speaking a video. When I was talking in a video, I had to like basically every 5, 10, 15 seconds Google Translate to know the next word talk about, or it was terrible. Instead of saying muscles, I used to say muscles. You get what I mean? Completely terrible. Okay. But yeah, so I started to build a schedule. Okay, from this time to this time I'm going to do this. Okay, and when I leave school, I'm going to do this, and that was so much easier for me to not procrastinate and just to be disciplined. It's like it was organized, and this is something that David Goggins talks about. He said, if everything, your mind is organized, it's organized day, everything's organized, discipline doesn't fit in. You get what I mean? When you're more organized in your mind and in your daily routine, it's way more easy to be disciplined, because imagine that everything's organized. You have something that you have to do and you didn't remember. You have to go to this place. You don't have time. Like it's organized. I have to do this thing. You know what I mean? And then I forgot. You know what I mean? Completely disorganized. Okay. So basically, from now on, build a fucking routine. Okay. That's exactly what I did. So go on Google Calendar and basically the first rule I want to give you: no blank space. Blank space is the worst way for you to procrastinate, to be indisciplined, because on the blank space that you put, you're just going to end up like scrolling TikTok and just doing absolutely nothing. Okay, so put the time that you're going to wake up and you're going to sleep, because that's good, like as well for like sleep quality. You get what I mean? For you to not like just go to sleep very later, or even for you to end up sleeping more than you actually should be sleeping. Or it's not like that's like sleeping more, it's like a bad thing, but maybe like you just have to sleep 7 hours and you end up sleeping 8 hours for whatever fuck reason, and you just basically waste an hour of your day. You get what I mean? Especially if in the night before you had slept enough hours, so you were not even trying to compensate the bad sleep that you had before. So put that basically like bedtime and time that you wake up, and try to always at the same time, even in the weekends. You get what I mean? Because there's people, there's like, I think it was Andrew Huberman said basically, the more basically your sleep quality is going to be better, not because of quantity, but because it could be, of course, a little bit because could be because of quantity as well. You get what I mean? But the most important thing is not even quantity; is consistency, which is basically the opposite of what we thought. We thought that was consistency. Okay, it could be important, but we thought that was always quantity more important. But it turns out that is the opposite. Okay, so yeah. Then the time that you eat meals, the time that you work, the time that you relax, and what you're going to relax. If you're going to watch a movie, say that you're going to watch a movie. If you're going to have a nap, say that you're going to have a nap. Everything. When you're going to exercise, every single thing. And that's a good. That's a way that you basically don't waste time. You get what I mean? Because then, if you waste time, it's because you're doing something that was not in your routine. We're just like wasting our time, just scrolling TikTok and whatever. But yeah, once you do that, it's so more easier to be disciplined, because it's just so easy. Okay, from this time to this. Okay, yeah. But then you wake up and you don't have any routine. If you have that, so much more easier to like, let me just like watch a movie. Let me just like do this. Let me blah, blah, blah. It's so much easier to just don't be disciplined and do the thing that you really wanted to do when you don't have a specific time to do that. And as much my advice here is like, the much repetitive is your routine, the better. Why? Because when it's so repetitive, you didn't even have to think about it. So you're like, you wake up, it's always at the same time. You exercise always at the same time. You eat always at the same time. I try to create my routine as much repetitive as I possibly can. Basically, everything that I can control is like is basically always the same. Just the things that I can control, especially because I'm still like not an adult and living on my own home. I can control 100%. But it's very repetitive, and that helps me so much. You get what I mean? For example, I used to wake up earlier, like 4 a.m., but now I'm waking up more later because there are some days that I can't go to sleep that much at the same time, which is when I go to jiu-jitsu. So instead of just like having times that I wake up later and times that I wake up earlier, I just always have the same time, which is 5:30. Way better. Just don't have to think about it. Way more easier to not end up sleeping more. You understand? So creating a schedule is one of the best things you can do, and that's what was basically one of the first productivity tactic that I used and helped me so much, and I use until now. Okay, so try to do that. Maybe you're going to change the schedule and to try new things. Okay, no problem. Just remember to not, after a while, always be changing. Not that always changing is a bad thing, is a good thing, but actually turns out it's kind of a bad thing, because then it's not always repetitive. You're always changing something different. You get what I mean? But in the beginning, changing quite a lot is actually not a bad thing, because you're trying out different things. But after a while, you're going to find kind of your type of routine. So just try to not change that much, because then you're going to, because if you things are always at the same time, it becomes like a habit, so it becomes way more easier for you. You know what I mean? So yeah. So this is the second step that it definitely helped me so much. You get what I mean? So make sure you fucking do this. Make sure, like indeed, like right now, or at least after this video, you have to create your fucking routine. Okay? Don't fucking they'll say like be undisciplined basically and do I'm going to do later. No. Right now, be disciplined and do right now. If you want to be disciplined, bro, have to do what you have to do to be disciplined. You get what I mean? So fucking create a routine in this exact moment or after watching the video. You get what I mean? But I actually recommend like just fucking pause the video right now and just fucking do it. It's very simple. It's actually very fun. So just do that right now. The third step to become more disciplined, okay? Basically, it's mindset, okay? I remember so many times to procrastinate on something, to not be disciplined, to going on a run and not going, and the procrastinating on that and not going on a run. I remember those times that I was, especially more undisciplined times, you get what I mean? I remember those times. And I understand this. This is a pattern that always happens. I can kind of be like kind of happy that I'm not going to do that. But at the end of the day, I'm always unhappier. But if I always do the thing that I have to do, that I want to do, and I'm disciplined to do that, okay, boom, boom, boom. It just, I'm happier at the end of the day. You get what I mean? So I started to understand, okay, why will I not be disciplined if at the end of the day I'm going to be less happy than I would be if I did the thing that I wanted, that I said that I was going to do. So this is the mindset, okay? The mindset, like I'm going to give an example, which is something that it's a kind of a side point, but like there's something like called the frog, which is basically the most important, the hardest and the most important task. And what people talk about is basically, if you do it first, it's better than doing afterwards, okay? And that's the same, the kind of the mindset that I want to give you here is like, if you don't do it, for example, the homework or the work, the thing that you want to be disciplined at, you're going to be unhappy because you didn't do it. Or maybe you're still going to do it, but you delayed that. Will you be happier? No. So basically, imagine you have to eat a frog and have two options. Eat before dinner or eat after dinner. If you understand what I'm trying to explain here, you're going to understand, okay, after dinner there's no really benefit because then I'm going to have a shitty dinner knowing that I still have to eat that frog, you get what I mean? But eating before is actually more beneficial and I'm going to be happy because I'm going to eat the frog and it kind of smells like shit and like it tastes like shit, it's terrible, but now I can eat my dinner, my mouth tastes better and everything is better. So understand, okay, doing the thing is better than not doing. You're gonna, because you're going to be less happy. And if you're going to still do the thing, but you just delayed the thing and you were undisciplined and you just ended up doing that afterwards, you're going to be less happy. So basically, the mindset I want to give you here is that you are going to be less happy if you're not disciplined at the things that you want to be disciplined. That's the mindset that I started to have. That's why it's way more rare for me to procrastinate, especially to not do, for example, to not work, to not go to the gym. It's basically never happens to me, because I understand, because I have this mindset, you know what I mean, which is like, I don't know if I can call it a mindset 100%, but it's basically like a fact that I'm going to be less happy. And my goal, I'm like everybody, is to be happy. That's why I do these things. So understand this, I am going to be less happy. So I'm being like extremely dumb if I'm not doing this thing that I said I was going to do. Okay? That's the mindset that I started to have. And it just ended up being way more easy for me to be disciplined again. Because if I'm going to be less happy, why not do this? Just do it. It's hard, I know, but just fucking do this. I'm going to be more proud of myself when I'm going to bed. So you have to have this mindset. And even if you don't get it right now, when you start the journey of becoming disciplined to go to the gym, whatever, you're going to notice that what I'm talking about here is true. It's a fact. Okay, so like this mindset, it's the mindset, or I don't know how can you call it, but when you understand that, you want to be happier, but you understand that if you don't do this, you're going to be less happy, even though you kind of think that you're going to be happier because you don't have to do the hard thing, you're actually going to be happier. Everybody can feel kind of demotivated before going to the gym. But afterwards, they always feel better. They always don't regret to have gone to the gym. Nobody regrets. Everybody's like, oh, feeling pretty good. Good. Feeling happier. They were feeling like this, now they're feeling like this. And with the bad habits, it's the opposite. If you feel like this, the bad habit, feeling pretty good. Afterwards, the bad habit, you feel terrible. With the good habits, you're like this, then you feel more terrible, then you feel better. Or even sometimes you even feel good while doing the good habit, okay? And it's just an example. The good habit, I'm talking about everything that you want to do, could be a task, whatever. So yeah, keep this mindset in mind, because just remind this, just remember this, you know what I mean? Because I remember, times that I ended up not doing. I remember when I was starting to run, and because I stopped doing jiu-jitsu, I was running instead, twice a week instead of going to jiu-jitsu. And I remember there was a few times, one or two times, I think it was one or two times, something like that, I think 2 times, that I ended up not going on a run, or going a little bit afterwards. And I remember how bad I felt. That's why afterwards was basically, I always went on a run, because I knew how bad it felt. So I already know, okay, no, I don't give a fuck. It's hard as fuck, because I always think about this. Think about how you're going to feel if you don't do that specific thing. Think about how like a little bitch you're going to walk around, knowing that you could have done that, but you didn't. Okay, this is something that's David Gergen said, kind of exactly the same thing. You get what I mean? But have that mindset. Think that way. Think about how will I feel if I don't do this thing that I said that I was going to do. A lot of the time, for a lot of people, it could be probably the gym. You know what I mean? And yeah, the just a side point here. But the more that you do a specific thing, for example, going to the gym, it's for example, for me, I don't even need basically. I almost don't need discipline to go to the gym anymore, because I'm so used to going to the gym. It became a fucking habit. Okay, so that's it. Hope I helped, brother. Follow these 3 steps. Make sure you take action on every single thing. Become more dissatisfied. Try to increase that flame that you have in yourself, the desire to be more disciplined, so that you can achieve something, because that's the reason why you want to be more disciplined. Create the fucking schedule, your fucking routine, and just bear in mind that that way of thinking, that mindset, okay? Understand that afterwards you're going to feel worse because you didn't do that thing that you said that you were going to do. Keep all in mind all that, okay? So yeah, give me a like, give me a like, subscribe, and I hope I help you better, and I'll see you in the fucking next video. Bye.